There are things that make Western powers great. There are certain mannerisms and systems that make them excellent places to operate in. And I think we need to ask ourselves these questions and try to implement the positives back at home. Well, I know I frequently speak against relocation, especially for Africans leaving their home countries and traveling all the way to Europe or even to America in search of greener pastures and for economic reasons. I'm known to have spoken against this and to discourage, our people from living the liberty and the freedom they enjoy at home in search for economic relief. And we've seen many leave Africa. They've gone to the Middle East, they've gone to Saudi Arabia, they've gone to Qatar. Some have gone to United Arab Emirates, and some are in Europe like myself. I'm here in the United Kingdom. And some are in America. I've got quite a number of friends from starting from my village, my college mates in the University of Nairobi. I know very many of them who are currently residing and working in America. I want to clarify something here. I'm not totally against this. I wouldn't have done it myself if I was such a fierce critic of relocations. I would not be living in the UK at the moment. So I approve of relocations. I approve of people getting jobs away from their homes, their home countries, and coming to work in Europe, in America, and all other possible places. All I talk about is that we need to rethink and reimagine this matter. We need to create solutions and opportunities back at home. We need to hold our governments accountable and ask them to create jobs for people, to create enabling environments right there in Kenya or in whatever other nation, so that we can enjoy the freedoms and the opportunities, and the open space and the transparency that can cause us to prosper right there in our home countries. And I'm not saying that I don't know a few people who are already prosperous right now in Kenya. I know a number. I'm not saying that it's completely impossible to prosper in Kenya right now. I know it is possible. But we need to make it possible even for larger numbers of people. Well, today, Paul, I wanted to ask a question here. And my question is, what is it that makes these countries that we relocate to great? What is it that makes America great? What is it that makes the UK a great country to live in and work in? What is it that makes some European powers, great nations and countries? What is it that they've done different that has enabled them to prosper the way they have prospered? What is it that they've done different to enable them to have such great infrastructure and great environments for business, great environments for people to establish themselves, to feel safe and feel able to pursue their different talents and passions? I think the environment here, frankly speaking, is a bit more open, and it encourages people to go out there and become what they can become. I'm not saying that they are 100% perfect or foolproof or completely excellent, but there are some things which are excellent here. And I think it has to do with transparency in government. They do have responsible governments, which even though, you know, um, local nationals might differ with me, but I think their governments are fairly transparent, and they've established a system that seems to work. It's not perfect, it has shortcomings and weaknesses, but I think they do have systems that work, and I think we should create such environments back home. I think our president, our members of parliament, our senators, our governors in Kenya, and people who are in different leadership positions, I think we need to do more. I think we need to do quite some work to ensure that we create an environment that is fair, an environment that is transparent, and an environment that is predictable. It's not an environment that is shaky and, you know, not stable. We need some stability. And I think from where I sit, I think I wouldn't choose anywhere else other than Kenya for livelihood and for establishing myself. It's only that we have to sometimes leave home to try and, you know, scout for opportunity, to try and look for resources here and there. But I think home is always the best, and that's why I'm trying to challenge our leaders and our citizens to think about what we can do to create a great environment and to create opportunities back at home. We need to provide a fair ground for all participants, and we need to destroy the culture of connectedness. How connected you are determines how many opportunities you can access. And I know it might take a while, but hopefully we will eventually get there. So basically, there are things that make Western powers great. There are certain mannerisms and systems that make them excellent places to operate in. And I think we need to ask ourselves these questions and try to implement the positives back at home. I'm going to be talking about these matters quite a bit. I know you may want to ask me, well, Western powers do not have a history of having been, having suffered enslavement and colonization. I'm aware of that fact, but that doesn't mean that we should now shut our ears and eyes from everything that has to do with what has made these countries great. I think we need to study and implement some of their wonderful mannerisms and systems, and what makes these countries very stable and predictable, what makes the environment quite a fair ground for many people to access opportunities and to go out there and pursue their passions and talents and succeed. Well, we'll talk more about this. Thank you so much for your time and company, and see you soon.